Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Entertainment Expansion. We are your hosts, Tyler Callahan and Mike Ferrante. Mike, how are you doing?
I am a little let down. That's how I'm doing.
Just a little. Okay.
Yeah,
All
unfortunately.
right. Well, we'll just get right into it because we both have some strong opinions about this movie.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
it was delayed a year. We were kind of, and honestly, I think this hurts both of us quite a bit because for anyone who's only recently listening, it is the last Halloween movie that kind of gave birth to this podcast. Um,
Yes.
it gave us the idea of starting it. We started obviously then with Aquaman, and we have kept doing it since. So obviously, when the sequel comes out, we're really looking forward to it. Halloween Kills, the second in the new trilogy, and I kind of wish Halloween was just a single movie now.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, we'll be discussing this movie in full spoiler details because we kind of have to voice our complaints. But Mike, I'll just kick it off to you. I'm not going to ask you what you didn't like. I'm going to just ask you what did it do wrong.
Okay, so for me personally, it started right from the beginning. Right then and there, I knew. As soon as Michael comes out of the house, right? First of all, we never find out how he escaped, downstairs. Because you're telling me the fireman fucking helped him up? Nah, Michael fucking pulled his ass down, right? So how did he get out? No idea. But that's not the worst case scenario. What is the worst case scenario is the fact that they had a 2-minute standoff when Michael came out of the house with whatever fucking tool that
I,
was. I don't even know what that is.
I like how the guy, while spraying him down, you could have two or three of the firemen with the axes, chop them up. But no, we'll go one by one and die.
Yeah, the classic red shirt problem.
Yeah.
But and it's like, what am I watching here? Like, is there about to be like some reckless action scene in this movie? And it kind of was, but it's like, what it like why? Why did you need that? Like, do you think Michael really is gonna have a fucking standoff with some firefighters? He's just gonna get right to fucking business.
I mean, he
You know what I
kind of
mean?
did. Like, I feel like he did kind of get straight to business. He looked, he surveyed the area, he kept walking, and he kept killing.
Yeah, fucking Crumbopulous Michael over
It's
here.
not like he took a breather here. I mean, that's kind of more on the firefighters not double teaming or triple teaming him or doing any kind of strategy. Now, just one by one, just line up your shot. You fail, you're dead. Move to the next one.
Oh, and they failed.
Oh yeah.
They failed all right. I think that's the quite obvious thing. Why don't we switch to you, Tyler?
All
what
right.
do you think about the opening? Let me put
Well,
it that way.
see which part of the opening. Besides, it's kind of all of it. Let me break it down first. And obviously, we have both mentioned this, but I feel like I think we both still agree. A movie lives and dies on its script. I think that is the most important component of any movie.
Yeah.
And in this script, everyone besides Michael and the three main characters, Laurie, the mother, and the granddaughter, everyone else is brain dead to a high degree.
Yes.
I'm
I
talking
feel
to
like this.
firefighters. I'm talking to townspeople. I'm talking, yeah, everyone.
Honestly, I feel like the script as a whole was actually pretty weak.
Actually, no, sorry. The sheriff, who just got caught up in everything, I'll let him off the hook. He was trying to calm people down. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But besides the script, I think to go back to your question about the beginning, I thought the pacing was terrible. Honestly, we open up to the boyfriend, kind of ex-boyfriend kind of thing, because cheated on the main character, but then he finds the sheriff on the road bleeding, and then
Somehow he's not dead, by the way.
yeah, I thought he died. I thought he was just
See,
dead.
I gotta be honest. I don't know how long
I mean, it has to be then like
he was.
20-30 minutes. Then it can't be much longer. I know it's the same night, but damn.
Bro, like, yeah, like, no, I'm sorry. He's bled out.
But then it's like we cut back. Like you start off with that, that's fine because it's a direct continuation. But then the sheriff wakes up and he's like, he must die. And then we pivot to like a 5-minute flashback to right after the first movie on how
Yeah.
Michael was captured. So not only is the tension broken because now we're watching a flashback, we know Michael gets captured. We know the sheriff doesn't die. And what annoyed me about that, and it's just one thing when Michael passes the fence, and the other cops catch up with him with the main sheriff, and they don't see him, and they split up. Fine, they're looking for him. The two guys, sheriff and his partner, are just casually walking back. You have a serial killer out on the loose.
Yeah.
As far as you're concerned, might have just disappeared through a fence, and you're casually walking back, get a view of the town. Like, you guys gonna start jogging it and find them?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of standard horror movie trope in this movie,
Yeah.
and the characters were just dumb overall. Like when they were in that flashback when they were searching the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was like the worst way I've ever seen anybody search a house in a movie.
Yeah. Oh, no, the guy's just staring out the window. Dude, he might be in his house. Why are you just staring out the window? And you
Like,
don't
oh
hear
yeah,
him.
it's like, oh yeah, I heard what's it called? I heard that he used to when was that a fucking thing too? Like
I
the big deal about him staring out the fucking window. Like, he used to just stare out that window all the time. It's like, all right, so what? He's just a fucking weird kid.
All right. Well, I
What?
think we'll get into that in a little bit on how what are they trying to make Michael Myers, and I don't think they even know themselves. But to go back to your
Yeah,
point on the house, that standoff between the sheriff, the partner, and Michael Myers. Oh my god, that was so stupid. You're the sheriff, all right? The guy's Michael's choking your partner. Okay, so what you do is you rush him to the side and you shoot him in the head. You don't just risk it across the room like, all right, I might shoot my partner's head. I might maybe not. And it's like, dude, he doesn't have a gun.
it's a fact.
He's choking. Like the worst Michael Myers could do to you right now is he'll drop your partner and try to choke you out with the rope. At least you'll have a few seconds to react to that.
Yeah, or what you could have done is aim for the legs.
No, stop using your head. We don't do that around this movie.
Sorry, you are absolutely right.
It's head or nothing, and
Um,
even then, you might still mess up.
oh, and he did mess up
Yeah, he
actually.
did. He did.
He literally killed his own partner, and then the whole department kind of swept that under the rug. Like, yeah, your intentions were good, so we're not really gonna, fuck you over, but you did fuck up.
Yeah,
By the
he
way,
kind of did murder a cop, but yeah.
by the way, why don't you do us a favor and give me your gun? I'm gonna give you a clean one, and we're gonna get rid of this.
Yeah,
Like
very upstanding police department in Haddonfield.
that was the sketchiest.
And I like how that doesn't come back at all. Like, what's the point of that scene?
Uh, Nothing really.
No. Like, yes, he feels guilt, but you can, like, the scene of him shooting his partner and dying is more than enough to make us understand his guilt when he's talking to Lori later. The scene with the gun swap, it's like he never really brings that up.
Nope.
The gun's never shown.
How about how they kind of bamboozled us too? The last movie they said, "Oh yeah, this is the man who single-handedly caught Michael Myers." He didn't actually catch him. Hate to do that. He was the first one there that led to his being caught, but
Yeah.
he didn't.
Kind
his catch.
of ignoring the five other cops
Continuity.
with guns drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, besides the opening, I think towns. At first, I was fine with the townspeople, like Tommy and everyone. I thought that was fine, and how they were acting for the first half. Once we get to the hospital, and the other mental inmate, the escapee, and they start hunting
Yeah,
him down,
that
that's
poor
where it lost
bastard.
me. That's where it lost me. It's like I think the director was trying to do something about mob mentality and how dangerous it can be.
Well,
But
panic. What
yeah,
panic
but
creates.
like it just kind of it broke the flow of the movie. I didn't care for it because we didn't really see much of this guy in the first movie at all. So like we didn't really care about the mental patient at all, and then he dies. So big whoop. I don't know. It's just
Yeah. It, like I said, there's a lot of things in this movie that just doesn't sit right. And my God, I have to say, Paul Rudd looks terrible.
seriously, he's been skipping his Ant-Man diet. Got to be honest.
He has. If you don't know about that joke, you need to watch. Actually, you know what? I'll save you the trouble. Don't fucking watch that movie, The Curse of Michael Myers. It's like one of Paul Rudd's first movies, and it's an awkward watch. It's not good, but Let's
I mean,
see. What
let's get
else?
into some deeper issues about the movie, though. I think part of the issue that this movie had just going in, not even knowing about the script, what happens is that after the first Halloween movie, they announced this and Halloween Ends back to back. They announced two movies being released back to back year after year. The issue with that is that we know Michael cannot be killed in this movie.
Can he be killed at all? Actually, that's a
I
better
would like to
question.
think in this trilogy they would kill him at some point. But now we know going in, this is the middle movie of a trilogy. Michael at a minimum lives. Laurie at a minimum lives. That does take away some impact of, I don't know, when he gets beat up by the townspeople at the end. It looks like that could be it. But we know there's a next movie next year. So he's got to get up. He's got to stupidly kill everyone. Like no one really fights back when he stands back up.
Yeah, that was
Um,
pretty bad.
there's no impact. There's no tension in that scene because we know he is not down for the count. Now, if that's how he went out, I'd be fine with it. The townspeople got their revenge, but the scene means nothing because he has to get back up.
I mean, I gotta be honest. How like they better do some serious explaining on how he survives all that because I might be calling bullshit here.
Okay, well,
I ju- I,
let's get into this now because I thought based on the first Halloween movie, and I mean first as from the 2018 one, that they made it seem like Michael
he was
Myers is a man. He's evil, he's pure evil,
Yep.
but he's a man that can be killed. This movie throws that into doubt completely. And because again, he's supposed to be like 60, because again, this is the same timeline from the first one. Laurie's older. So
Yeah.
this isn't a spry 20-year-old taking these shots and these beatings.
Oh,
But he's tanking all of that. He's getting back up. And it seemed like the sheriff was kind of hinting a little bit. Like it seemed the sheriff and Laurie's conversation kind of hinted that there's something more to him, possibly supernatural,
yeah.
possibly.
It definitely did hint that.
Which I'm fine with it being supernatural. And at this point, I feel it has to be supernatural if he's just taking these hits. Like they're talking about how like
Especially this
he
one.
feeds off the fear of the town, kind of.
Yeah. Like I don't really understand how they just like before Michaels took some hits, but he never took shit like in this movie. Like that was
Oh, you're telling me 6 shots to the chest, stab in the back, beating with a baseball bat, gets up.
with a fucking pitchfork
Yeah, pitchfork too.
and literally beaten with bats
Mhm.
the entire time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like
Not only does he get back up, he kills everyone, books it 2
Yeah.
blocks, gets behind the house, upstairs, waiting, and then gets another kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really make sense to me.
Oh, also,
Gotta be
sorry,
honest with
I
you.
forgot to mention evading all the emergency service, covering the front of the house. No one saw him with the mask on.
Nah. It's all right.
Yeah. So
it's just a lot in this
well,
movie.
I think
Also,
this runs into another issue with the movie. Is that this, besides the fact that there's no impact because Laurie and Michael at a minimum have to survive, this kind of felt like filler.
yeah. And the worst part about it is, at least in my opinion, this movie didn't know what it wanted to be.
Exactly.
And I think that's the big thing.
And it's a shame because on paper, the town versus Michael Myers is a very interesting concept.
Yes. And it
They
could
just
have went
messed it up.
relatively well.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Because I did like the idea. I will give the movie credit and director and writers credit. One thing I did like about the film, I know we're like 15 minutes into this and we're saying something nice, but I did like the sheriff's conversation with Laurie and him basically explaining to her, look, you're not that special to him.
Yeah.
Like there isn't some special connection. We're not talking about the original movies where they're brother sister kind of thing. This is just straight up, look, it affected your life greatly. It affected mine. It affected a lot of others. It's him versus the town, basically. He's affected everyone. You're not special. You obviously took more steps to prepare than others. But I like that because it kind of sets up how he is the evil that basically, I would say at this point, runs the town. Everyone's kind of a joke. But I liked where they were going with that. But they didn't really build upon that because in between that scene, it's just everyone acting stupid and being murdered by Michael Myers.
Yeah. And it happened pretty quick.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters in this movie also just are resolute to die. They're just like, fuck it. It's my time. It's just like
If you want to
what
see though, the literal proof of plot armor, if you ever hear anyone talk about plot armor, just watch the end of the movie where the granddaughter has Michael Myers has the knife about to go into her chest and she's just yelling, "Do it, do it!" And it's literal plot armor because you know she can't die.
that, or how about the fact, very simply, where the fuck did the mom come from to get to the house that fast?
Tommy.
How'd she know they were in the house?
Oh, that part I don't know. I mean, she got there because of Tommy and she went there to lure Michael out into their trap, which I thought was a pretty good plan. I'm surprised they're not asking the bigger question from that scene. The father of the boyfriend goes in the house, one shot goes off, and in just the 2 minutes of that happening, he's already crumpled up and into the attic, bleeding.
Yeah. Well, Michael's pretty fucking quick, man.
Yeah, he's also an
I don't-
artist too, drawing up the two dead people in that house.
Yeah. Well, he's always played around like that though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Even in the original ones, you know, did he really have to go all out and put, you know, Judith Myers' headstone next to Laurie's friend? No,
No.
but he did.
He's got jokes. He's got jokes in his own way.
He definitely does. I don't know if they're good jokes or not, but also let's go back to the movie trying to be like a soap opera. Like, what was up with the scoring in this movie? It just, there were times where you got to be honest here. It just was like, what is this doing in the movie right now?
I mean, I felt the score toward the end was pretty good, but not as good as 2018. That was some good music.
Yeah, I guess I'm putting like a high bar because of the 2018 one, but like anytime in the hospital scene, it was just kind of weird. Like the music just felt off.
Do you felt like I think also if they spent a little too much time at the hospital, it kind of felt jarring because everything's well lit, bright, and then we go back to the actual town and it's like darker, grittier. You know, you have the groups looking for Michael Myers. It's like it's a Halloween film. It's serious, and then everything in the hospital just seems out of place.
Yeah. The funny thing is they kept saying, no, Michael's coming here. Michael's coming to the hospital. It's like, no, guys, we did that already. That was Halloween 2. You guys erased that movie. We're not doing that again.
Well, no, no, I see. I like that though in connection with the sheriff and Lori conversation, like because Lori and obviously imprinted this on his, or, her daughter and all that. That there is a special connection, and he is obsessed
Yeah.
with her. But that's not true. So,
Which
and
is
I like
which
how
is
they,
good.
yeah, I like how they made it like him killing throughout the town. He was going back to his childhood home. Now,
But now let's talk about something very positive about this movie. The kills. The kills were
yes,
solid.
yeah, there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are pretty good. Which is, look, I would hope a movie called Halloween Kills delivered on the kills. I think it did.
It definitely did.
The I mean, the fluorescent light bulb right into the neck.
Yeah, I was thinking of another one actually.
The nurse who
So
shoots her own head.
no, that was actually funny. That was
That was
I
funny.
laughed. That was badass too. Like that was just goddamn. Like Michael's a savage for that one. That was probably one of the greatest fucking kills I've seen. Just
Right.
because he was just like, yeah, fuck it, kick the door open. She just shoots her own fucking face off. He's like, yeah, all right, that worked out.
He's like, I'm sitting here. All right, give me a second to breathe. I'm not dealing with you right now.
And it's like, just can I rest for a minute, guy? Like, come on.
Okay, Savage.
But-
how about him
but
being
no,
extra with the old guy, the one who the husband?
Oh yeah.
Just the extra knife and a knife, just like an extra 5 knives in him on a table. It's like, why? He's dead, man.
Well, that brings me into my next point. This is what happens if you give Michael Myers an Adderall. He will literally just keep stabbing. It's like, nope, one's not good enough. Nope, let's keep going. 2, 3, gotta get them all.
He's got that whole rack off into his back.
He's like, well, it's here. Why not use it?
Yeah. But yeah, were there any
Um,
other kills that stood out to you?
Yes, there actually was. Her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, whatever the fuck he is, his kill was fucking gnarly. That was a
Yeah.
brutal kill. Like I thought he was just gonna like snap his neck on the staircase, which he ended up doing, but no.
I mean, a little
He does
overdone. More like a 360.
Yep, but he did it. That constant slamming back and forth from the base deck of the stairs to the top of the railing of the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Oof,
I will give it to the boyfriend though. He fought more than his father did.
Yeah.
Even when he's bleeding on the ground, he tried to go for the gun. His mistake. He should have went for the knife and stabbed him in the feet. But at least he
Uh,
tried.
Michael would have just.
Yeah, but
It
at least
wouldn't
it
be.
would have slowed him down for a minute. With the gun, oh, like, cool. Michael Myers, boot is on your hand. Well, now you're not shooting anything.
That's true.
Um,
Um,
but I will say though, even for the main characters, besides Laurie, who was basically they sidelined her throughout the entire movie, the granddaughter, while alive, she took some damage.
she definitely did. Did you happen to see her leg snap there?
Yeah, yeah. I will say she's definitely taken more after Laurie than her mother.
Well, I don't know. Her mom turned into a badass towards the end too.
Yeah, toward the end, but like I feel like the granddaughter kind of even toward the end of the last movie has kind of just been a badass. Like she prostituted the last movie, and at the end of the last movie, she was resolute and getting rid of this guy. Because even this movie, right from the beginning, once she finds out he's alive, it's not I gotta go run and cry or stay in the hospital. I'm gonna go find this fucker. I'm gonna kill him. He's not
Yeah.
touching Laurie again. So I respect that. I think one positive thing about the writing for the script is they're making her seem to be a strong, capable character, but she's not like it's not overkill. It's not arrogant. It's
Yeah.
determination. It's willpower to protecting the family, and I think that's all great elements for her.
It definitely is. It's always nice when you see a strong lead character because it makes the movie a little bit more entertaining to watch.
Hey, we need a strong lead character because all these townspeople are shit. The side
Oh
characters are
yeah,
trash.
that's. I don't even want to talk about it.
I think another
It's
thing is
real
just
bad.
kind of wasted potential. Like I like again going back to how it's Michael Myers versus the town. In this movie, you had the townspeople that Michael affected in some way going against him. I thought it would have been nice to have Laurie leading a small group of survivors, maybe in the final film. But no, every single one of them dies, except the sheriff. We're back to the
Yeah,
same amount of people that was at the end of the first movie going into the finale. So, what is the point of this movie again?
there was none, but I think that was the problem, if you remember.
Oh, so sorry. The mother dies. We have one main character death. Sorry. Takes over 90
Well,
minutes to get to it.
like I said, I don't even know how real that is because they could literally easily just pull. Yep, that was just a dream she had because she woke up all these years later. You know what I mean?
I would like to think she's dead since they ended the film on that.
You can like
That would be such a cop out.
you don't think they would do a cop out?
Look, you already know how I feel about them copping out about Michael Myers. I have said this before when we talked about the first Halloween movie. I what was one of the things I said going into the sequel? They need to explain how he got out of that house pretty well,
And they didn't.
and they did it.
Yes.
So I'm not expecting any great writing in explaining how she's alive. She's dead. At least with Michael's like, okay, there's fire, and I will give him credit. The gun save to give Michael some breathing room. I respect that, but she's dead. She's dead. She took how many knife hits to the chest, to the head? She's done. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
This ain't no Shyamalan dream twist bullshit.
Yeah, but other horror movies have done that. Like Friday the 13th was very notorious for kind of being like, oh yeah, that ending was actually a dream.
I don't know. It's just on one hand though, I could see them doing it because they, from what we've heard from the director now, is that the third movie, the final movie, will not take place on the same night. We're going to go to present day. So we're going to 2021 for the next movie. So I don't believe Laurie and the grandchild, the granddaughter, as characters and how they've written them so far would just chill for 4 years. I don't.
Yeah, you would think they'd probably move.
Maybe not just
That might
move,
be
but I assume if they don't see Michael Myers' body, they see the mother dead. Based on what we know, they would be hunting him down for the next 4 years, and maybe that's what they plan to do. But I swear to God, if they open up the third film and they're just chilling somewhere, not hunting down Michael, I'm going to be pissed right off the bat. I really am.
Well, I think that's the better question with leaving it as, let's say he did kill.
Mhm.
Um,
But yeah, let's assume that legitimately happened.
how did the fuck does he get out of that? Do they just leave the house and like, oh yeah, she'll come out when she wants to?
Well, I would say the granddaughter would find out, but she'd have to crawl up. So I assume paramedics, someone would check, or police would check the room and be like, "Oh shit, here she is dead. Who did it?"
Yeah.
We
Who
didn't see
could have
Michael
done
come
such a
inside.
thing? Is there a back door on here?
Oh,
Yeah,
there
there
is,
is
and there's
actually.
blood on the side. I mean, someone walked through. Oh,
How did we miss this?
actually, getting into that, how did no one cover the back door? They're all in the front.
Listen,
No one wants to check the rear.
yeah, they're just they do a lot of dumb things in this movie, Tyler. I thought we've established that.
I think I'm just still kind of in shock because the first 2018, the script was pretty solid.
Yeah,
It really was. If we're cutting the fat of the franchise, all the extra films, just basing off the
starting it
first one,
back to a new.
I thought it was a fresh, modern take. You had podcasters, you had younger people. It fit well. Um, you had the drama, the trauma that Laurie has experienced over this time, and how not only affected her, it affected her
Yeah,
family. Like, yeah, cool, she had a husband at some point, she got a daughter, but it affected the daughter and affected the granddaughter.
it did.
So, and the kills were good as well. So clearly they can write a good script, but at some point they've just taken a left turn and went off a cliff basically.
Yeah, I
Like I
don't
kind of
really.
want to be in the writers' room for this. Be like, what are you guys planning?
Yeah, because they really struck gold with the first one. They went back to the classic horror basics,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what worked.
It did.
Why they kind of went this weird route with it, beyond me. But it just didn't.
So I
It
wasn't
just
the
didn't
biggest
do it
fan of
for me.
like having the sequels because I feel like if you left it with the last one, you can even
Yeah,
leave it ambiguous. Maybe Michael died, maybe he didn't die, but we don't know. The story is complete. But now we had the sequels, and now we got to write more. Like we just talked about, they don't know what Michael is. I don't think they know what the Michael is. Is he a supernatural being that cannot be killed? Can he only be killed if the town doesn't fear him anymore, or is he a man that will eventually die? I don't
yeah,
know.
that's a great question.
At this point, these
And
aren't the writers to ask.
no, and I don't have a clue. It's I don't know, but let's get down to the nitty gritty, Tyler. Would you recommend fans of the series watching this movie, or someone looking for a good horror movie this year?
No.
You know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like, yes, if you're a diehard fan, you're gonna see it regardless.
Well, hold on. I think if you're a hardcore Halloween fan, let's be honest, you've probably watched worse from the series.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Resurrection, the Rob Zombie versions, depending on if you like them
H
or not. That depending if you like Halloween
H2O.
H2O, possibly Halloween 3 if you like it without Michael Myers. Like there are worse movies for you probably in this franchise. However, if you're not a Halloween fan, in my opinion, it's not worth your
Yeah,
hour and a half. I would say watch a highlight reel on YouTube in a few months of all the kills. You're done. You don't need to sit and watch this movie. Nothing happens.
yeah. If you want to watch the kills, just go search up Dead Meat. He's got some pretty good content there.
Yeah. It's worth watching the kills online, but sitting down and watch the whole movie, there's no point.
Nah,
You'll be aggravated by how stupid they act. And to, to Mike, your point about like, is this a good horror movie for people to watch? No, it's not. I
no.
think this generation of movie watchers have gone a bit smarter and want characters in horror situations to act just a little smarter. This honestly felt like an 80s slasher flick, which maybe that's what
Not
they
a
were
good
going
one
for.
though.
Not a
Not
good
a
one,
good
though.
one either.
Not a good one. It felt like it had the blood, it had the kills, the gore to go with that, but it still wasn't
You,
good.
you know what it kind of felt like? It kind of felt like the same style of Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh,
Pretty bad. More action horror comedy than anything.
yeah, even that nurse kill cannot redeem this movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, at least this movie's got the good kills that does it where Jason Takes Manhattan doesn't. But I think the better question is, what did you guys think about Halloween if you watched it? If you didn't, don't. If you did, what else did you not like? Because we're all ears. As always, feel free to tell us at Entertainment Expansion. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. As always, thank you for listening.